Welcome. So this is gonna be a short video that's about me being a fool or accidents that happened and about one of the most satisfying things that I experience when collecting games that is bringing things back together that have been separated. When I was younger, when I was like 16, there was like two particular games where they just stopped working the way they're supposed to work. And in this case, it was two Pokemon games. And in my brilliance, I decided, well, let's just go to a second-hand shop, to a little gaming store, and sell them off for some money because they didn't save anymore. Well, back then I didn't even have internet, so I just like it was something that people already knew about, that games stopped working, but nobody really knew what was going on. And yeah, so people were ignorant. I was ignorant and I sold these games off. And then I should have gotten these like 10 years ago again after I started working. Nowadays, like I had to look really long to get these for like a somewhat decent price. And looking at these, wow, why is that one so terrible? That's a terrible copy. It has like scratches and dirt marks over it. This one, on the other hand, that's a respectable copy. It's not like perfect, but it has the usual markings of like that it has been used. Um, Yeah, but nowadays I had to look really long to find these for a decent price, and even with that decent price, I still paid 25 each, and a tenner for this one. Um, which that's okay. That's 25. I know some people are like, oh, that's so cheap, but no, it's not. The inflation, like there's so many Pokemon games out there, and everyone thinks their copy is worth like 50, 60 or something. That's ridiculous, especially loose copy. So I sold these two games, but I kept the boxes. So um, now, today, after roughly 15, 16 years, I can finally get them back together. And I'm really happy about that. I mean, this box especially is pretty nice, nice condition. I think it has some markings on the bottom, um, but yeah, and also nice that I still have like everything. Oh wow, including that packaging. So gonna real quick get some water. Wait, I have some water here. Get some water. Uh, do some little uh do some little cleaning. You can work on labels with water, especially if the labels are still like have the protective thing on it. This one doesn't. So basically, with this one, you just have to be quick about it. And I have like very little water on here now. Um, but yeah, it's like, oof, that looks so terrible. Ah man, there's like these black spots on there. I'm not quite sure what those are exactly. I think it's like a dirt spot that starts really tiny and then it starts to collect like more and more dirt over time when you touch them. I don't see them that often. but they're really annoying. I mean, there are worse things to clean off for sure. But yeah, so that's looking already a lot better. So I'm curious. I have to take a look. I took the picture that the seller had up, and then I have to look if that's like even the same game. Yeah, it's the same game. I can make out the stuff. Okay, just to make sure that the seller didn't sell me like a copy that looks worse than what he advertised. But it's just that the pictures are so low resolution that I didn't really notice the scratches and whatnot. So yeah, I guess let's just take a quick peek inside. Sponsored by Fitbit? Nope, not really. But that's my go-to tool. Where was it? I need it's so take a quick peek inside. I'm pretty sure I haven't checked like in the bottom inside if the pins like look like crap or not. Let's take a peek. Okay, from the inside, yeah, those pins have been cleaned. But there's still some dirt on it. One of the best methods to clean those pins is with an eraser. Just go over it. You have to be careful that you don't put too much pressure on it because I had like on one Game Boy that I tried to fix, a Game Boy Color, I managed to like rip off one of the pins on the buttons. But now it's like you're probably not gonna be able to see it, the difference. But like it's essentially where you see like where it's brighter, like on the top everywhere was like still black markings, and that's that you get when you just clean it with water or alcohol or something like that. Then basically you can't get rid of the black spots very easily. And most people don't take the time. Like I cleaned hundreds of Game Boy games, and I did like many of them with water. And after I learned that thing with the eraser, like the world changed because instead of rubbing like a maniac for like 2 minutes on one game, just go with the eraser for like 10 seconds and you're done, you're golden. So yeah, so this game, this game is now pretty clean. Yeah, looks good. Almost good. I see some dirt like around the sticker. Get that out real quick. Trying without like damaging the label, of course. Now now it looks like a shit ton better. Like that, I mean, silver is fine. Like really, comparatively, silver looks like absolutely fantastic. I don't really have any complaint. Like there's some scratches there, but whatever. That's like from putting it in and out the game. But yeah, so I still got this plastic thing, so let's just use it. I mean, yeah, the one thing I forgot to check, but I'm pretty sure it's not because I don't think many people do. It's still the original. It's still the original battery. It's like, up, autofocus, please. You can see there's like a little blackness. Usually it's really clean if like, yeah. Usually it's clean if it's like original. So someone switched out the battery here. So that actually makes me curious. So someone already switched out the battery. Now I'm curious, like, what do I find on that game? You will have to excuse me for a moment. So getting my Game Boy Advance SP. Not that, like, Game Boy Advance SP is fine, but it's not the greatest for like, so you see, like, cleaned it and put it in and like works immediately perfectly. Now let's take a look. Yeah, I haven't started this up in so long. Let's turn off the music. Oh, let's see, what do we gonna find? 8. Oh, someone just played through the game. So I'm not gonna expect a lot. So someone basically, he got all the starter Pokemon, and he basically, I think that's the case for Mewtwo. So he basically finished the game, got Mewtwo, and was like, okay, that's good enough. Which, I mean, sure. Well, that works. The Game Boy SP is almost empty, but should be good enough to check the other games. So now the actual thing that I wanted to do, like, I don't know, 8 minutes ago, putting that in here, like, oh, push boy, checking in here, it's like the trainer manual in okay conditions. I could like maybe put it in what you call it, flatten it a little bit out if I feel like it. But overall, it's good condition, and now it's like finally whole again. I got, if I remember correctly, I got 15 back then for the game, and I paid 25 to get it back, so I made the loss of 10, which, well, that's a pretty low loss, I would say, for something like this. Check out what in. With these boxes, these protective cases, they have like one side, it's this side, one side where it's like can you see it? Focus, please. Oh, you won't focus for me. Okay. So there's like down here's like the side where it's like glued together, so that that's like a little optimization if you wanna have it really nice, so that you can like have it like this in my shelf, so that you can read that without like one half of it, like so you can see the part where it's like glued together. But yeah, so that's like game number 1, and I think that's now the game that took the most effort, because the rest I think shouldn't be that big of a deal. Or we'll just clean off the pins real quick. That's like sticky. Ooh, I think someone put a battery in there and didn't put it in good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's like the barbarian way to doing it. Actually, I'm gonna hold it down. The pins are clean, so I'm gonna hold it down in the hopes that I didn't delete immediately the save. I will make a mental note that I'm gonna replace the battery properly. I have the replacement batteries with the tabs on it, so I can just desolder the old one and solder in the new one. But it was like already like when I tried to remove it, it was like really stiff to remove. And I know this because I also did the barbarian way of putting in a new battery. So let's see what Silver says. Like I was really happy that I got the Game Boy, the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy, because then I could have at least have some colors. I don't think it played like full color. It was just like mock colors. Um, yeah, let's see. Okay, it has still the save game on there, which is nice. Uh, okay, so okay, time. Let's see what we have on here. Pokédex. So in this game, okay, okay, old Pokédex. Okay, let's see what we got on here. We have some nice stuff. Nope. Do we have the legendaries of the new? We have Lugia. Okay. Well, and we have one of the three. What do you call it? I forgot if those are supposed to be dogs or lions or whatever. We have Raikou. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so this game works. We'll have to make a note that 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 I have to replace the battery. Jesus. Okay. But overall, I'm a lot happier with this copy than with the other one. The other one is like maybe at one point I will see like a better quality yellow version of the game, and I will replace it then maybe. So. What also one annoying thing with these cases, they have like these little hooks on there. I cut like on the other side, I cut the hook off so that they're easier to open, but sometimes they're still like very clingy. So with this one, they have a problem with this case, because since I didn't have silver and I didn't have the inlay for this anymore, this one was the one that I used to one of two cases where I put in all the manuals for all the games that where I have manuals. I have manuals, but I have no cases for them. So it's the original Trainer's Guide and a 3DS thing, which I'm gonna remove from here. Yes, okay. And then yeah, so maybe I will also like find some inlays to buy, because it's one thing like to buy cases, to buy a case that's like what do you say, a reproduction case. It's one thing. It's another thing to just buy an inlay, because an inlay doesn't even have art on it. So as long as it's white on one side and cardboard on the other, cardboard colored on the other side, it will look one to one the same, and will essentially be one to one the same. So I don't have much trouble about that. Like, and that generally is just like me being an absolute purist on fucking collecting, or almost purist, because I have like, oh, I'm gonna get reproduction inlays. But yeah, so overall, if you have games, if you have not by now, really consider getting even if it's like, those shitty games, they deserve some love too. And I got for all my games, all my boxed games, even those movie tie-in games and whatnot, I got all these boxes. They're like 1 to 150 per piece. And unless you tell me like you have a boxed game that's like worth less than 1 or 150, it should always be worth it to box it in. Okay, and here we have the last one, Donkey Kong Land. So these are all like games from my youth. So like I said in the beginning, like these two I sold out of foolishness, ignorance about how that there's a battery inside. I just thought the games were broken. And this one was just lost. Somehow, just like it disappeared into the void. With this one, I have also the inlay missing, but I still have also the manual. I'm like actually surprised that as a child, I liked the boxes already, and I love to look through the manuals. So they're not at all in perfect condition, but they're in pretty good condition. But I also have like did some terrible things. I have like a Mega Man 5 box where like I took like a little pin and I put holes in the box like an idiot. But well, that's a child for you. And like back then I didn't have a concept of collecting games. I just liked to have things neat. So here we have a little bit of dirt on the back, which we can wipe off easily. No? To get some more water. Already a bit dry. And the problem with like microfiber cloth is like I could just rub it off like with a dry cloth, but what I'm essentially doing is polishing the plastic, which is also something you might wanna avoid if you can. So yeah, there's that. So other side also a little bit. You can look at the pins. Do a little test if it still works. And by the way, actually, I don't test all the games that I get. It's just these ones are like on a personal level really important. Because I have like at one point I bought like I think 130 games. What is this? Is this new? I think that's original battery because it's too clean for like replacement. No, that's terrible. No. That's terrible. It's already like when I put it out, I already felt like something falling on my hand. I'm like, ew. No. That's not. Nothing. It looks there. Is it battery acid? I don't think so. It's kind of weird. I think there's some corrosion on the board, which is bad. See how it looks after I try to clean it. Still looks like it's directly on the board. So this one, I assume, got wet. It corroded a little bit of the board, which is success. So there's one thing about water and electronics. Water isn't bad for electronics per se. Like if you use it to clean it and then just let it dry, it's absolutely fine. It will not just kill your electronics unless they are running right now. But in a case like this, where it's obvious that there was some water spillage and it has been sitting there and like really slowly over, I don't know, it looks like maybe a year has dried. Because since like it lays like on there, and if the water collects in there, it can take ages to dry on its own. I mean, that was a pretty bad condition. I had the worse. I had like a game where I wanted to puke on it because it looked so disgusting, because it was basically like some Coke or something got spilled in there, and it was like everything was sticky. It took, it didn't have a battery. Didn't have a battery, so I took it and just threw it in a tap or like in a little water container, and let it sit there for like a couple minutes, and then took it out, and because I didn't even want to start with a cloth on that one because it was so disgusting. Um, Also, what probably a few people do, like you have like this little tab here in the middle that helps to hold the game in place. That likes to break off, and I'm one of those crazy people who, instead of ignoring it, which you 100% could, because there's like this big old hole in here that holds on here, keeps it also steady, really good. I take model glue and just like put it back in place. It actually isn't that difficult because due to the nature that it's like thick on the bottom, it always stays in place when it breaks off. So unless you open the cartridge, like it will stay in place. So you open it, you put that thing out, and then like you see most of the time it just drops out and you can see it, and then you glue it back in and it's fine. So that's good enough. So let's see. And yeah, let's see if it's gonna focus. Focus, please. Okay, yeah, you can see the corrosion a little bit. It should be fine, I think, maybe. I'm gonna see it. Gonna if it's gonna be bad or not. Oh, there's also some shit on this side. That wasn't too bad. Okay. So the rest of the cartridge looks fine. So even if that doesn't work, if it's broken inside, I still could just get a bad copy of the game, a bad looking copy, and I just like replace the insides, and then I get rid of the broken bad copy. Don't hush, don't tell anyone. So let's see if that's. Wait, what? Okay. That's actually surprising. Wait, did I look at the pins? Whoop. I'm not sure if I looked at the pins correctly. Look pretty clean, but let's give them a little whirl. It could actually be that the corrosion is shortening out something. Would 100% be. Which that's the thing that's like. I mean, either something is broken, like the connection is completely broken due to the corrosion, or something is shortening out. Either way, I don't think I can do much about it. Maybe someone with more knowledge and more technical expertise could then do something about it, but I don't. I can just desolder stuff and replace it with something else. That's my expertise on electronics. Like, you don't even need to know what exactly the part is. You just need to be like, okay, how many legs does it have, and where do those legs have to be soldered in? Yeah. Okay, let's try it again. See, I cleaned it with the eraser, and how is it now? Okay. Okay, so it works. That's good. Yes, Donkey Kong Land. There's some saves on there. Nice. Yeah, Donkey Kong Land, I never ever beat this game. This is a hard game, like for real. The later levels kicked my ass. There was like somewhere just there wasn't any floor anymore. You were just like going from barrel to barrel and endlessly and it was terrible. But yeah. So this is one is the last reunion at last. It's also like this one and do I have Wario Land? I don't think I have Wario. No, I don't have the Wario Land box. I think this one and well, actually this one might be the oldest box that I own from my childhood. So yeah, this is game number 3, Finally United, and you learned some stuff. You heard some stuff from me rambling about. Did I put it in right? Wait, I have to think. I'm gonna put it like that. Yeah, I have to. It's also like one thing. Then, like with these Game Boy boxes, most of them put the name and whatnot on the same side. Not all of them, so like you can see like that. But nowadays, if you like have to have a game and you put it in like a DS game or a Wii game or something, you put it in like this. So you could read. Wait, that actually works. Yeah, you put it in like this, and you can read the label from this side. With Pokemon, you put it in like this. You don't have a label. Really annoying. So basically, in my collection, where I have all the games like this, saving space and whatnot, I actually have to take the game, put it on the top, and put it in like this so I can read. Like, I mean, I noticed that it's silver. It will always be silver because the box is silver, but for aesthetics. But that's like a little annoyance. Like Fire Emblem games have the same things. Like, why do all the really good games have that? Like, I have many shitty games, and all of the shitty games like just pretty much almost universally do it the same. But no, not Pokemon or not Fire Emblem. They are like special. Let me quickly get like those games, those other games. So okay, so we have here. So we have here the two Fire Emblem games. So this is the correct way how it's supposed to be. You put it in and you read it. So now we have Fire Emblem. So I put it like this, put it in, and what happens? You see like this stuff, which when you see the characters, which okay, you could say okay, you recognize the characters, but that's still stupid. So on the other side, it's also not. On the bottom, it's also not. The name is on the top. So I have Pokemon which I have to put on this side, and I have Fire Emblem which I have to place on the side if it's in the thing. The same basically. At least they're the consistent within the games because there it's the same. I have to put it sideways. Put it in. Then we have other games like Golden Sun. Golden Sun actually. Wait, did I do it right? So I put it in. Nope, they didn't do it right. So with Golden Sun, it's again top. And then I can put it in, and then there's a weird cut because I managed to press sometime I guess a key and it stopped recording. Okay, but in essence, to make the video shorter, a little bit shorter than it originally was, it's just weird generally because even within the games themselves, like there's no consistency. Like here's the name on top on both of them, but if I turn it around, there's like just on one side the name and on the other side it's like they didn't really care that much which direction, which is annoying, but it's minor. But I don't know. It's just a little gripe that I had for a long time, and I wanted to vent about it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and this channel, in case you're new here, this channel, basically the theme of it is that it's just what interests me at the current time, which mostly consists of retro gaming, sometimes current gaming, but really rarely, sometimes My Little Pony, but also pretty rarely, and a lot of Rabbit videos. If you have paid attention to my most recent uploads, have been a lot of Rabbit videos. Because I got it, I think it's now like 1.5 years ago. I love him to pieces. And so that's like, if I'm like see something cute, I take a video and upload it. So you know what's going to be on this channel. If you wanna subscribe, then you know what's going to be uploaded. Weird stuff that interests me. Well, have a nice day.